Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Our first FPL video of the new season. FPL is now live, so of course I'm going to be going over my first draft for Game Week 1. If you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, what is your Game Week 1 draft looking like, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, obviously my Game Week 1 draft is probably going to look completely different by the time that the first game week rolls around because of preseason games, injuries, transfers, all that. But as of right now, this is my kind of like first draft. I'm probably going to update this every couple of days and obviously let you guys know with updated videos and stuff. But please do send me your drafts as well so I can rate those teams. And my Twitter's just in the description down below. Also, if you want to join the league this season, that's in the description down below. All the stuff's in the description down below anyway. But yeah, just definitely get ready for like a bunch of more videos and stuff, actually going into like stats and stuff and helping out with like cheap players that are going to do decent, hopefully, and all those kind of things. But anyway, let's get into the Game Week 1 draft. In goal, we do have Aaron Ramsdale. He's got Forest at home for the first game week, which arguably one of the best fixtures you could have. They absolutely destroyed us last season until they came to the City ground. But obviously when we went to their stadium, yeah, they definitely showed us what was what. But yeah, first game of the season, I think that Ramsdale's probably going to keep a clean sheet. They're usually kind of low scoring games anyway, first game of the season. Nobody really wants to lose the first game. But yeah, Arsenal, I think, are just going to hit the ground running, especially with the new signings and stuff that they've been bringing in, Havertz, Rice, etc. But yeah, Ramsdale, who's got Forest home, I think is a really good pick. Obviously, he has some really good fixtures after that as well. After Forest at home, they've got Palace away and then Fulham at home. So some pretty nice fixtures after that. But I think he's just a safe option for the first few games. But again, there's other options. You know, if there's some 4.5 million keepers that kind of like break through the mold and stuff and look better options, look like better options. Because there's always like, you know, if Raya leaves, then their goalkeeper becomes a better option. He's only 4.5. So there's things like that that we'll obviously know more information about by the time that Game Week 1 rolls around. But as of right now, I've gone with Aaron Ramsdale in goal. At the back, we've got Shaw, who's got Wolves at home, Estepinian, who's got Luton at home, and Gabriel, who's got Forest at home. I've gone for the double up on the Arsenal defense. I mean, Gabriel being 5 mil, I think is a bit of a crazy price point, especially I feel like Ben White's 5.5 or something, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Gabriel for only 5 mil I think is a solid option. And I'm kind of like umming and ahhing about doubling up on the Arsenal defense. It's just I've got not really any other options to bring in my team for like Arsenal players, but we'll get into that later on in the video. But yeah, I think Gabriel at 5 mil is an absolute steal. Estepinian, who's also 5 mil, I think is a decent steal as well. And then obviously Shaw, who's got Wolves at home also. I mean, my defense looks very similar to what my defense looked like last season, but you know, the options are just so good. I mean, Brighton have got a really good fixture at the start of the season. They've got Luton at home, Wolves away, and then West Ham at home. So obviously 3 really good fixtures for Estepinian you'd expect. And then obviously Shaw, just a really good option anyway. And then yeah, Gabriel at that price point, I think it'd be crazy not to have him in my team. So that's the defense. In midfield, we've got Mbeumo, who's got Spurs at home. I think Mbeumo is going to be one of the best midfielder options this season for like a cheap player to bring. Obviously, he's not going to do as well as Salah and stuff, but he's such a good player to bring in because he's only, what, 6.5 mil? Let me just double check that real quick. Yeah, 6.5 mil. Tony's not playing, obviously. He's been suspended, so Mbeumo is going to be up front. He's probably going to be on penalties as well. And Brentford are a decent side as well. I don't think people give enough credit to Brentford. So, yeah, I think Mbeumo is going to be a really nice option. For 6.5 as well, I think he's going to be a bit of a steal. Obviously, we'll have to see what happens. Their fixtures aren't too bad either. Obviously, they've got Spurs at home on the first game of the season, but then they've got Fulham, Crystal Palace, and Bournemouth. They've got Newcastle away, but obviously you can bench him for that week. And then they've got Everton at home and Forest away. So I think for the first like 6 or 7 game weeks, I think that Mbeumo is going to be a decent option. So that's why he's currently in the team. I've also gone for Saka as well. I mean, Saka and Ødegaard are kind of like which ones you go for, but I just feel like Saka is more. I don't know, like Ødegaard obviously had a really good season, but you don't know if that was a one-season wonder, whereas Saka just seems to be improving constantly. And I don't know, I just feel better having Saka in my team than Ødegaard. And because they're the same price as well, it's not, you know, if Ødegaard was a little bit cheaper, then obviously he'd be probably a better option. But, you know, because of the same price, I'm just kind of swaying more to Saka. But again, that could all obviously change. Matoma also gets brought into the side. He's 6.5. I still think that's a bit of a steal. Obviously, he was very cheap last season. but Mitoma at 6.5 I still think is a very, very good option as well. And I think that, you know, with McAllister gone, obviously they're going to need a new penalty taker. I don't think that is going to be Mitoma. It's probably going to fall to like Welbeck or something like that. But if Welbeck's not on the pitch, then it could be Mitoma. You never know. But yeah, I think Mitoma. I mean, March is also an option as well, but I think Mitoma is just a little bit better on the wing than March. And there's always that kind of chance of rotation and stuff with Brighton, but Mitoma I think he's a solid pick for me. And then I've also gone Bruno Fernandes, who I think is another steal this season. Coming in at only 8.5 I think is a bit ridiculous. Like, he's a 90-minute man, he's going to be playing every single game, he's on penalties, and now he's going to have like Mount as well, who's obviously going to create more. So I think Bruno might actually get on the end of more like set pieces or goals or whatever. He's on set pieces as well, like I say. Well, he's on corners sometimes. Obviously, Shaw takes corners, he takes free kicks, Shaw takes free kicks. That's what I've gone for both of them. But yeah, I think Bruno Fernandes at 8.5 is absolutely insane. Obviously, there's also the doubt of not having Rashford in this squad. I've not got Salah in this squad. I've not got Trent in this squad. And this is what I mean. This is why it can all definitely change. But I mean, on paper, the midfield definitely could be better. But that's because I've pumped so much money into my attack. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes, I think, is a bit of a steal at 8.5. And I think even depending on whatever happens, I think he's probably going to be in my Game Week 1 squad. I just think 8.5 is a steal for him, just because of the things that, just because of the amount of like stats that he has and what he brings to the team. So that is the midfield. And then up top, I've gone for Calvert-Lewin, who's got Fulham at home. Now this is I mean, it's a bit of a risky pick because he's so injury prone, but 6 mil is a bit ridiculous for Calvert-Lewin on penalties as well. So if he can stay fit, I think he's such a good option to have. Like 6 mil, I think, is an absolute bargain for him. But that's because he barely played anything last season. But yeah, if he can stay fit, like, Calvert-Lewin's probably going to be in my team because 6 mil is absolutely ridiculous for him. Not that Everton's like a great team or anything. Obviously, they just survived relegation last season, but you know, they've got a pretty nice first few games of the season. Fulham at home, Villa away, Wolves at home, Sheffield United away. So yeah, can't really complain about that. So I think Calvert-Lewin probably will be in my squad, barring any injuries and stuff. Especially if I like bring Salah in and stuff. If I take Kane out or whatever, then yeah, he's probably going to be in there just as a decent option. Obviously, Haaland's in the squad. I mean, 14 mil. You basically only have 86 mil to play around with this season because pretty much everyone's going to have Haaland in their squad. It's just too risky not to have him. I mean, his fixtures are ridiculous. Obviously, like Burnley away, fair play Newcastle at home, but then he's got Sheffield, Fulham, West Ham, Forest, and then Wolves. And then he could even go big against Arsenal as well, like they did last season. So yeah, Haaland is just a no-brainer. I've gone for Kane though. I mean, Kane, there's a lot of cloud of uncertainty over Kane at the moment. I think Spurs have actually just offered him a really, really good deal, like 350k a week or whatever. I mean, he's that kind of player. He should be getting that much money. And whether you say footballers are overpaid, I mean, obviously they are, but like, if players are going to get that kind of money, then he's going to be one of those players because obviously he's just so good. I don't think he's going to apparently he's not going to sign it though whilst the transfer window is still going on, but if he does stay at Spurs, I think he will be in my team. Like Brentford away and United at home, not the best two first fixtures, and then Bournemouth, Burnley, Sheffield, I think are some really nice fixtures for Kane. And he's just such a good player as well to have in your team. Like, I don't know how much you owned him last season, but he just always seemed to score. Again, this is a new season, it could go completely different, and I probably will go, like, depending on what happens with the transfers and stuff, like, I probably will go to Salah, but then who do I get rid of at my midfield? Like, I want Mbeumo, I want Saka, I want Bruno Fernandes. I'll probably just have to get my fifth midfielder off, but either way, that's how my squad's looking like. The subs bench, we've got Areola, we've got Botman, who's got Villa at home. Botman for 4.5, I think, is a bit of a steal as well. I was kind of worried he'd be 5 mil. I mean, Newcastle don't have the greatest start to the season with their fixtures, but it'll just be bench for a bit. I mean, Trippier is very expensive, but I mean, they had to kind of increase his price that much just because of how many points he got last season. I've also gone Bell as well. I think Bell will just be in my squad anyway. He played like pretty much every single game for Luton last season, so I think he's definitely going to be in my team. At 4 mil as well, I think he's a bit of a steal. He's like the Nico Williams of last season, so yeah, I think he's definitely going to be in my team. And then Anderson's just there for obviously bench fodder, really. I mean, 2 Newcastle players probably isn't the smartest idea because it might lock me out of getting multiple more. But either way, that's just my first draft. It's just something I threw together. I need to properly think about it, properly look at fixtures, properly look at everything. But there's only so much you can do before, obviously, like preseason starts and, you know, transfers and stuff are still going on, and injuries as well can obviously happen. But as of right now, that's the team. I'm not a massive fan of it. Obviously, I want Trent in, I want Salah in, but as of right now, I think it's a decent little starting point. But yeah, that's my Game Week 1 draft so far. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do drop a like down below. Leave a comment, what is your Game Week 1 draft looking like? Remember, make sure to send me your teams as well. I'll definitely do some videos where I rate your teams and go over them. Yeah, I think that could be pretty fun. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're brand new. We're trying to hit 10K this season. I think we can definitely do it. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time,